My favorite dance move?
You have one?
The one I do?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
You do the diver?
Oh, I would never do that. No, I think it would be something a bit hip-hop.
Hip-hop?
Yeah, because I used to...
Popping and locking?
Yeah, a bit more like that.
Did you break dance?
I did breakdance, I did hip-hop when I was like, in junior high or high school, something like for a few years, and I keep that.
Are there still videos around?
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Yeah, it's not so much about expressing the freedom, it's more like, for me it's really like establishing a dialogue that can't happen with words, you know, because she doesn't talk, obviously, and he's not the most talkative person either, and he's kind of like really like inside himself for the first part when he arrives, and so yeah, for me it really appears in the film every time they have something to tell each other, when they confront each other or when they reunite and stuff like. When they have something to tell each other, they just do it with their bodies. But I'm trying to not make it like a musical, like, you know, it pops out of nowhere. It has to be like brought up by the situation. Like, for example, the first dance, he is actually trying to keep her inside to have fun, just because he needs some fun at this moment. He's so desperate, and it turns out to become a fight between them, because obviously at this moment they can't understand each other. But yeah, I think it's really just about dialogues, and I do believe that the dialogues between bodies in this film are way more important than the dialogues with words. Like, for me, like the only line that I really think is important is, "You're my son, no matter who you are." That's the most important one, the other ones. Well, she took a lot of dance lessons for sure, like striptease and pole dance. That was...
Did you help with hip-hop?
No, but I created the choreographies with the choreographer that's called Doris Arnold. We both did it, but no hip hop. That was not the point there. No, it was a lot of dancing, obviously, but also a lot of rehearsal with fighting in a dojo, because there is like a lot of violence in the film, and she has to be like super. I mean, obviously, I get being a non-professional at all and being like who she is, had never fought before, so she didn't know how to fight. So we really had to teach her how to fight in a convincing way, to show that she's used to it and that she's not afraid, and that she, you know, she has like the she dominates a fight, you know. And this was a lot of work, because for someone who has never fought with her fists or anything or whatever, it's kind of hard. So a lot of boxing and all that. Yeah, and so also there was a lot of work with acting, because she had never acted before. So considering the fact that the character is almost mute, I had to make her work on scenes from other films. So we worked on the monologue, I'm Mad as Hell, I'm Not Gonna Take It Anymore, from Network by Sidney Lumet, which is a movie that I love. Worked on Twin Peaks, various dialogues from Twin Peaks as well, and obviously Killing Eve, because Villanelle was just such like,
Is there a certain reason for Twin Peaks?
What?
Is there a certain reason why you picked Twin Peaks as preparation?
I think, I mean, there are some amazing monologues in Twin Peaks, and also you can really, Twin Peaks is also like, it's movies and series that are crossovers. You can really find a lot of comedy, you can have a lot of drama, that crazy drama as well. And basically it's a good, it's a good basis if you are, if you're looking for something, because everything is in there. I mean, it's really crossover. Oh, what do I like best in filmmaking? Oh shit, I like everything.
Is it the writing? Is it
no, I think, no, I mean, you know what, it's so different. Like, you have 3 stages. You have writing, you have directing on set, and you have post-production. I'm not going to talk about financing. Financing is the worst, but that's really, no, I'm not going to talk about that. It's very different. Like, for example, I love writing. I've always written since I was a child, always sat and wrote stories, and all. I love that. But I always say that it's 95% pain, like sheer pain, agony, I want to say, and 5% like epiphany / maybe ecstasy / maybe trance. But it's so like you're so inside yourself for so long. It's like it takes me 2.5 years, 3 years to write a script. And it's kind of alienating, you know, and it's a hard moment because you have to be very, very like persistent in your effort. You have to be consistent, and it's hard because you want to give up all the time. Like seriously, you're like, I'm never gonna make it this time. It's the last time. Never gonna make it. And it's really, really agonizing. But when finally you have this scene and you see it entirely, because I see the scenes completely in my head, and I see the camera movements, I see the light, the costumes, I hear the sound, and I see. And you find this scene and you're like, shit, I have it. I love this scene. And then I always think I have to make a great movie around because this scene is so good I can't fuck it up, you know? And then you have the directing, and the directing is a huge release because all this loneliness that you felt, all of a sudden you can like dialogue with everybody and you can explain to everybody what you want, and it's a huge relief. It's very hard physically because the shooting, physically speaking, especially mine, because we have a lot of challenges every day, are very intense, but it's still like working with a team is really something that is mostly joy, I must say, than anything. And the same goes with post-production as well, in a different way. So I love everything. I don't know. It's a hard question. Yeah, you're not far in that. You're not far, actually. But for me, it's more like... Actually, my explanation is simpler than yours.
Okay.
She's Gaia.
She's Gaia, okay.
He's Uranus, Vincent. And the baby's the Titan. Okay? But they also are Titans. So that's the whole thing. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Christianism into it, because she's Jesus when she's a child, with the spine crown, right?
Yeah.
She becomes Mary, Immaculate Conception, and she gives birth to a new Jesus that is also her. So Jesus is Mary. At the end, they're the same person. All right? I actually try, I try to dig it further and further every time. I think it's going to be the same bit for the next one. But, I mean, one way or another, I do find that founding texts are incredibly, they show you the way somehow. And also they show you that as extravagant as they are, they do really talk about humanity, because otherwise they would not be found in text, and we would not still be like teaching them in school and all that. So, but still, I liked the ideas of trying to get a modern version of what these monsters would be today, and to adapt to it. But it's also like. It's also like the energy of them, the fact that there is a constant suspension of disbelief when you read Greek myth, and yet you're completely into it and you never question the reality of it. They are big epic stories, and this is also something that I like, because I like the idea that my films being shot at the level of the character's POV, and which means that you never see what's coming afterwards, but it also means that everything can come afterwards. I think that as long as you are with your characters, you can really create the most extravagant situation and try to make them real for the audience and to make them into it. And I do believe that's how it is as well in Greek myth. Did you have it in Germany as well?
We do have it, yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad no one told me about this yet. Yeah, and that's really very, very specifically chosen, obviously. Of course, I don't know if you... Because the segment is so short, I don't know if you get to see that this is an episode about the human brain.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So the thing is that, the first thing is that I thought that I love the music of this show. It's in French. It's been done by a big composer who's called Michel Legrand, and is very famous. And I think it's a very poppy song that is very funny. So when she moves from one channel to the other, having this. It's an instant blast from the past, for everyone, our generation and stuff. That's really mainly also also in the cartoon, you see that you have two people who are like mixing with each other somehow. It's a bit weird, but it's like two people hugging and they are both like naked, and they become a ball that goes into the sky. you know. And actually, I thought that's right. That's right for my theme. I mean, that's my movie. Like basically this kind of mixing two beings like this that become one and all this. I think it was a funny way to remind that, and of course a human brain on her. That has to be, yeah. I really like that you noticed that because no one did.
Thank you so much.